afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Lindsay Misch. I'm the Executive Director of DATMA, Massachusetts Design Art Technology Institute. Thank you for coming. For those of you who are just learning about us for the first time, my organization produces public art. That can only happen, though, through the process of collaboration and community engagement. As we stand here at our 5th year of presenting free and accessible public art in New Bedford, I look to the past, and I understand that there's a common thread from year to year, and that has really been the inspiring creative spirit and drive for curiosity that encompasses the city. New Bedford breathes art and culture, and DATMA, we're responding to that. Before we explore the art, and we can't wait to show you what we've been building on, we have 4 amazing projects that we're very proud of. We have a tradition that first began by our beloved founder, Roger Mandel, who created this organization with his wife, Gail. And his passion was to make art accessible. But what I found out about later in working with him was his passion for poetry. Roger's love for poetry created the tradition to launch each season with a dedicated poem. So without further ado, allow me to invite to the microphone to read a piece created specifically for this moment, New Bedford's Poet Laureate, Sarah Jane Mulvey.
That should be fine. Thank you. Hi, everyone. You're speaking into the mic. Yes. Okay. Sorry, let me find my place. All right. First, I want to say thank you to DATMA for inviting me back again this year. I was honored to do it last year, and I am equally as honored this year to write another poem to the theme of shelter. And so again, following last year's tradition, I titled the new poem Shelter as well. Shelter is the work of many hands. Community, history, belonging, all from loving hands. Colors of islands and nations, culture and tradition, strands of ochre, indigo and rose, brought together by our weaving hands. We paint murals on empty walls, filling our streets with color, moments of wonder tucked around corners, the work of unwavering hands. We admire our rusting and rigid beauty, image and history captured by cameras in our exploring hands. We plant rose gardens, heirlooms of an old city, a vibrant and beautiful legacy to share from our blossoming hands. We sculpt the likenesses of friends, neighbors, history's heroes that remind us of the power of questioning, giving, and uplifting hands. We give sanctuary. We say yes to the challenge. We lift and build and protect each other with our clasping hands. Paint upon canvas, layer upon layer, mix and blend that vivid image of what could be, brushed by our dreaming hands. Children thrive and dance in the streets. The music rises, the laughter echoes, and we clap with our rejoicing hands. We build the gateway, the arched door, step through and celebrate with us this thriving life, this artful existence from our dazzling hands. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, so much. That was really inspirational, and I love the colorful imagery and also the way you managed to weave in a lot of allusions to the artwork that is on display. But it's a great look at the life and history and the role of shelter in New Bedford over the centuries. I'm Nico Sullivan, board chair, and I'm going to introduce the mayor in 1 second, but before that I want to introduce some of the artists who are, of course, the stars of the show and the season, as they always are. So this is our 5th year. We did something this year that we've never done before, which is do an open call for artwork from artists in the South Coast. And then we had a panel of judges, and we selected 11 artists, and they sent us digitized images of their artwork, which we printed and have posted on kiosks down on MacArthur Ave near the ferry entrance and the ferry terminal. And the panels, by the way, were installed by students from New Bedford Vocational Technical High School, which is the 3rd year we have worked with them, and they do impeccable work welding and posting the panels on the welds. So some of the artists are here. I'm going to read off the names of the 11 people, and if you're here, raise your hand. Adam Katz, Fairhaven. Alana Nelson, Marion. She's here somewhere, I think. There she is. Anthe Frangiatis, Onset. All right. Dina Hayden, New Bedford. Felipe Miguel, Onset. Mandy Frazier, New Bedford. Margot Connolly Mason, Fairhaven. Pamela Haas, New Bedford. Patrick Moore, New Bedford. Rhonda Fazio, Dighton. And Virginia Mahoney, Brockton. So congratulations. It's something we've never done before, this RFQ, our call for art, and I think it worked out really great. Now I also want to acknowledge the 3 outdoor artists, and I'm not going to ask them to talk because we just did that indoors. First of all, Mark Riegelman, to my right, who is the designer and creator of the Threshold door. Sylvia Lopez Chavez, who painted a mural on the Fairhaven Bridge, which is 223 feet long. And Maxwell MKs, who I think we lost in the Co-Creative Center somewhere, who has a piece at the bottom of Union and Route 18. And one thing I will say about those 3 artists in particular is that outdoor public art is it's a major multi-month enterprise, designing and redesigning, fabricating and installing. And it all starts by engaging with the community to get a sense of site and city. And these 3 artists have spent a lot of time, 3 or 4 visits each in the city, sometimes extended stays. They've been in the schools, they've talked to community groups, and it's been really great working with them. It's been a pleasure, and I hope that you will talk to them after we hear from the mayor. Mayor Mitchell, Jon Mitchell. We started DATMA in 2018. 2019 was our first year of exhibition in this park with Silver Current, which many people remember, and people were talking about it today as we were walking around. Mayor Mitchell from the beginning has been a strong ally and advocate and support to us. And of course, we could do nothing in the city without the support of the mayor's office for permitting, but also just their help and advice and collaboration. It's been a wonderful thing. When we first talked to the mayor, we were talking about buying a building, which of course he would like us to do. And we have not yet done that. We are a museum without walls for the moment, but that may change, I don't know. But the Mayor Mitchell was awarded this year a leadership award for public arts by the Conference of Mayors. And he started the New Bedford Creative Plan in 2018. And we have a New Bedford creative team that is working part of the New Bedford Economic Development Council. So he's been an incredible ally, and it is my great honor to introduce Jon Mitchell, the mayor. And without your help, we never would have made it to this 5-year milestone.
All right. Thank you, Nico. Thank you for your leadership of the board, of course. And thanks for reminding me that you guys still haven't built a building yet. You know, I wasn't going to say anything about it, but now that you have, let's all commit that at the 10-year anniversary of DATMA, we'll be standing inside DATMA's building. No pressure, everybody. So I got to tell you, I have to start with a confession of sorts. So, and I see a few people who are there as well up in the north end. We're just at the groundbreaking for the park that will be Island Park that will be right next to the Cape Verdean Cultural Center. And so I didn't think I'd get over here, so I said, I'm not sorry I can't make it, but we had a little bit of time, and I just said, you know what, I just want to go over there. I have nothing prepared in my head to say. I just want to share my enthusiasm for what you guys do. So if I say a few lines of gibberish, just know that it's heartfelt, okay? So I get to be I'm a lucky guy. I get to be the mayor of the coolest city in America. And it's a cool city for lots of reasons. We don't have enough time for me to list all of them, but you know, this is a pretty good place that, you know, this place offers a snapshot of what's pretty cool about it. So we're standing here. One of the great things about this park, right? So we built this park in 2013, so it's 10 years now. We should do an anniversary for that. But what's cool about this park is, right, we knocked down there was a parking lot here before, and we said, you know, we're going to move forward with this. Downtown needs a green space, a gathering space. So we went forward, and the cool part about this is we've got one of the world's great landscape architects, someone who has designed buildings in the Middle East, or landscaped grounds in the Middle East, at Harvard, the Clinton Library in Little Rock, all over America, some really signature places. And his name is Chris Reed. I don't know if some people know him here because he's from New Bedford, right? So that was the coolest part. And of course, when we wanted to design the park, you know, you ordinarily think we'd have to put it out to bid, but I just called him up and I asked him, would you do this? And he said, yes. And I said, would you do it for free for your hometown? And he said, yes. So it's a little bit, we got great design from a New Bedford native at New Bedford prices, which is perfect. But now it's starting to fill in. So here it is, juxtaposed with another facet of New Bedford, another key facet, the memorial to the 54th Infantry Regiment, right? A big piece of New Bedford's history, a piece that's in which folks from New Bedford, Freedom's Gibraltar, as it's been called, and pre-Civil War America, stood up and fought for freedom, to liberate slaves and to save the Union, right? So right here, the 54th Regiment mustered, that was the recruiting station. And then, of course, we have America's oldest operating customs house right here. Again, a tribute to our maritime history, still operating, built during the Jackson administration, and still operating today in the Biden administration. So all together, like, we're out, like you couldn't plan this out, right? You couldn't like make this up, it just happens here. But, you know, it's a way of saying that things in New Bedford happen because people come together. It's a place that's always welcomed creativity and new ideas and doesn't shut people down. Says, all right, if you got something good, bring it to the marketplace of ideas and let's run with it. So Mark's creation right over here, this door, another point of common experience offered up here. So I went by here a couple of days ago and I said what everybody else said, which is, oh wow. The old wow factor, right? And it is, you can't help yourself, and I'm sure that's true of the other pieces of public art that you guys have beautifully created. I've driven by there. I haven't had a chance to like take a full look at them, but I will. But I mean, it's part of a big part of what's neat is we all get to experience it together, and so it creates community, and we can form opinions about it. The opinions, positive, negative, indifferent, but they're opinions, right? And so at the end of the day, you can just say, oh yeah, that's something that connects me to that place, and it connects me to all the people who've been to that place. And so that's one of the things that makes us stand out. It doesn't happen everywhere, and it doesn't happen automatically. It happens because people step forward and say, I'm going to do something cool, and I know New Bedford's going to let me do that. And so I just want to thank all of you for participating, for diving in, for being part of this really cool place. I want to thank you, Nico, for your leadership of the board, taking over for Roger. I know Gail is here. I mean, it's just it's such a tremendous legacy. You guys have created a really strong institution. Lindsay, for your leadership, you bring so much energy to the place. Thank you for all that you do. The working relationship with the city, I know, was very strong. Margot's got to be here somewhere. Where is Margot?
Right there.
She's right there. The sorceress herself. Yes, she's a good sorceress, not an evil one. Just a running joke I have with her, sorry. But no, I mean, it's you guys bring such energy to things like this and so many more, and I'm so grateful for it. But this is what keeps cities going. I'll just add this last point. Maybe just want a perspective. We talk a lot about sustainability these days, a lot about resilience, right? And we mean it. The term is somewhat, those terms, however they're used, have become somewhat narrow. They're important, right? We talk about them in the context of climate change and dealing with the effects of climate change, and that is obviously very important as far as it goes. But the concept of resilience and sustainability, right, the idea of keeping stuff going no matter what happens to you, is really important in this context here, right? If we're not connected to the place, if we don't believe in it, if we're not connected to one another, this city nor any other city can be sustained in the long run. We got to fight through things, and it's not always city government that makes it happen. We got to create new things, and it's not city government that creates it. It's, as Plato said, a city is what its people are. You guys are making it happen in our city, and this is why we're going to be able to sustain ourselves and grow and thrive in the long run. So thanks everybody for coming out today on a beautiful summer night. Thank you. Is that for me?
Thank you. I look around the park, and it really has been a group effort. It's been crazy, it's been hard, but it's been amazing, and I just can't wait for the next 5 years. And we've made a lot of crazy ideas and dreams come true, and a lot of that has been in part thanks to the incredible hard work from all of the administration in the city. I can't believe you pick up our phone calls and answer our emails. But I've been waiting for this moment for several months. So let's get this party started. And I have a lot of fun to share with you. But we'd like to have you help yourself to some of the frozen treats from one of my new favorite businesses in town, Sorbet Frozen Treats, as demonstrated here. Fresh juice from People's Pressed. And I want to welcome New Moon Dance Party for kicking off the vibe, and have you guys all get to know some of the giant magical beings from Ann Cumberly, whose friends are walking up the park right now. So let's just have some fun now, please. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.